So here's why people struggle to become millionaires. Neville Goddard was pretty clear about this. By the way, my name is Mr. 2020. You're listening to the Power of Imagination podcast, where we explore one thing and one thing only, the wonder working power of the human imagination. Let's dive in. So why is it that people who, I want to manifest $1 million and I just want to manifest paying the bills again this month, why do they have the same amount of struggle? I'm fascinated by stuff like this because the people who have an easy time don't try to bother manifesting enough money to pay the bills or manifest $1 million. They manifest something with what we call the power of personal. In other words, I imagined living here with her, right? The average expense in Australia is at least twice of what it was back in the old country. Housing prices are like 10 times higher than where I used to live. I'm just saying. And I had a couple choices when I came here. I could manifest $1 million. I could manifest the bills getting paid every month. Or I could manifest something really personal to me. Remember, it is your Father's good pleasure to give to you. Hey, Dad, can I have enough money to pay the bills again? All right? If you're a dad, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Dad, can I have all the money? What do you really want? It is your Father's good pleasure to give to you. Neville Goddard says that your actual desires are gifts from God. I had a desire to live here with her, to be married to her. And what showed up with that was a desire that I haven't left in over 20 years. I just want to make great money while I do what I love. There's a word in there that most people are going to get wrong. And it's not that words have power. I want you to get this. I want to make great money while doing what I love. And being the blessing. That's the deal sealer. And being the blessing. So I know this Neville Goddard stuff, and I've done pretty much everything wrong. I've taught affirmations, I've taught mumblings. I even made brainwave recordings with custom affirmations. Seriously, I'll tell you the story about why I stopped doing that one day, because it's mind-boggling. Let me just say this. Jonathan got the wrong cassette tape, and it worked. But I digress. Ready? You are how God has the adventure of a lifetime. Neville Goddard says you are the operant power. He says that your desires are gifts from God, and God, only God, gives the hungers. So when you go, I just want $1 million, and I always ask, what for? What would you do? How would you be different in the world? And that's getting you on the path of what your real desires are. I just want to swim and do kung fu and chase around the meadow and share what I used to have PTSD. 2.5 years ago, I needed 2 hip replacements. I don't need any now. They told me as a teenager, I was a teenage bedwetter. And then they diagnosed me with scoliosis and said I'd be a cripple in a wheelchair. And I'll use the C word. I know we're not supposed to, but that's what they used back then. That's what I'll use now. They said I'd be a cripple in a wheelchair. Here's what you're going to look like in your 20s. Right. I went on to be a Kempo karate champion, award-winning black belt in my teens. All right. Do you see the resolve there? And it's not about willpower. It's about acceptance. So if you got gold today, listen to this one a couple times, because there's power in personal. And most people, they just don't know how to get there. And that's okay. Nobody ever taught us until one day they do. And you can change your whole life based upon what we just said. If you want to dive deeper with us, we've got something cool called ManifestingMasteryDeluxe.com. It's a 90-day adventure. It's $300. Right now it's on special for $197. You can access it forever. There's a private Facebook group. We do group calls every 90 days. There's 90 new videos. If you did the original Manifesting Mastery, there's 90 new videos. You think I've grown a little bit since we made the original 14 years ago? But I digress. You're getting $1,000 worth of bonuses. And if you don't want to join, that's okay too. We put out a lot of free stuff, right? Enjoy that. Let it feed you. And if you want to hang out with us, hang out with us. I think it's pretty cool. And by the way, once you're in forever. Right? We do live calls every 90 days. You can keep showing up for them for the rest of your life, and you can repeat the 90 days as often as you want to. Because Neville Goddard and us, we got something in common. We're always exploring what never gets boring. We're always exploring what never gets boring. And instead of settling for explanations, we're really into explorations. Have a great day. See ya.